Okay, I hit pause to just start off where I left off, but once I went to the step tracker, it ended the video. But see, the circle concept here in Israel, that's all over the country. You'll see these circles everywhere. And the rule is whichever car is inside the circle has the right of way. You know, so if you're in that circle going around, this car that's coming in has to stop and let you go by. That's the rule. Whoever's in the circle has the right of way. But of course, you have those yahoos that, you know, don't necessarily pay attention. And navigating the circle is, you know, you have to just kind of like almost anticipate where the other car is going. But you see how this car is coming in the circle? When I'm coming through here, I look at the car tires, because the tires will tell you the direction it's going in and also the speed. If they shoot through here and you coming in here like the bus right here, you see that? This gray car was already in the circle. And the bus saw how his momentum was and also the position of the tires, and that let him know he could just keep going. You see? But you have to be careful. You see how this white car shot around there? You have to be careful. You know, navigating the circle. Anyway, you see they building. All these buildings. When I moved in here, this building wasn't here. None of those. Just that one building back there, and none of these were here. So as soon as you walked in my front door, you could see the water. You know, you still can see it, like I showed you. But before they built these buildings, that whole area you can see. This hotel is a hotel, Gunny Dan. This is where 450 Chinese stayed as they were building a new port. I actually worked up there with them. I was the heavy crane operator. I operated those big heavy ground cranes, you know, 100-ton pieces we was putting out there. And I did that. So that's the outside of my building up on the 8th floor. All right. If you hear me breathing, don't worry about it. I'm not about to go nowhere. It's just I'm gonna be out here walking and getting it in. That's all. It's a beautiful day. The weather is absolutely gorgeous. Not too hot, not too cold. Great day for being at the beach. You know, when you come out of that water, if it's too cool, you your skin be real cold. Yesterday was Independence Day, and a lot of people was at the beach. A lot of folks barbecuing, children running around, having fun, living their life like ain't no problem in the world. You should have seen them. But you know, you can see I'm out strolling around. You don't hear anything. You know, if you don't keep up with the news, you won't know. You know, there's a Russia and Ukraine situation. The guy that does the real estate live over here. His father bought one of these units new and gave it to him. A guy named Avi. Avi is the dude that hooked me up with this Israeli that was renting my condo. And The Israeli turned out to be a unique spirit, to say the least. Old fella had went to Jacksonville to the Mayo Clinic, and the Mayo Clinic healed him, saved his life. So when they told him that they had an American that was interested in renting his unit, he had them to ask me, do I have 20, 30 minutes for him to get there, because he wanted to meet me. And I said, yeah, because that whole day was actually, on my schedule to deal with getting in the unit. So he came, and first thing I noticed about Yossi was his pants. And when I saw his pants, it reminded me of the Will Smith movie. What was the one him and his son played in? Pursuit of Happiness. Is that it? Pursuit of Happiness? Well, no dude came in and he had a pair of pants on that was just real nice. Like pants I buy from Joseph A. Banks over there cost 200 shekels. $200. Those pants cost, when I was buying them out there at Joseph A. Banks, the shirts was $100, $105. The ties was $75, silk ties, and the socks was $18. And I went in there and I came out with $4,000 worth of clothes. Joseph A. Banks shirt, ties, socks, pants. Because I happened to be in Chicago during the Labor Day weekend, and they had a Labor Day sale, buy one, get three, something like that. Man, I went up there with $1,000, and I came out with right at $4,000 of clothes out of Joseph A. Banks. And, I like that type of high quality pants and shirt, and ties, because my father was a businessman. So was my mother, and we was fortunate in Atlanta. I didn't have, I don't have no story about, my father left us and my mother raised us and worked 2 jobs. No. My father was a powerful man in the family, and he took care of us, took great care of us, and we wasn't lacking in absolutely nothing. My mother, same. She was a beautician. She owned a 10-chair beauty salon in Atlanta, Georgia back in the day. And he owned an auto repair, heavy truck repair garage, also for the U.S. Post Office. So, we had money. And I remember Father used to go to this store. It was called Muse. I think it was Muse, George H. Muse, something like that. But this was before Joseph A. Banks. But they both the same, situation. They are clothiers, men. And I think Joseph A. Banks, I don't know, y'all could correct me. I think Banks sells some women clothes. So the big cranes over there putting up some more buildings. And Pops took me in there, and he was a big dude, about 6'3", 6'4", big dude. United States Army, 25-year Master Sergeant, retired, the whole 9 yards, all the medals and stuff. And I'm a big brother, He said, Daryl, you have to understand that we being big men, we have to be careful how we dress and put our clothes on. Your colors have to match and they have to fit right. And so he showed me how the pants leg, when you put them on the hip, the pants have to hit the hip bone, not come up around your navel like some people, you know. And so when you put your pants on the hip bone, the leg will hit right here, right on the top of the metatarsal. And then it angles down to the back and it's just a bit above the heel. He said, now, when you put the pants on just right, and whoever make the pants, they put them on to where they sit on your hip bone, then they don't ride down until where, you know, your pants be all gathered on top of your shoes. He said when they make the pants, that's what they do. The better, you know, tailors, they know that. And then for your shirts, he had, you know, certain keys on how to, you know, wear your shirt. So anyway, I'll never forget, he said, Daryl, you know, we big men, and if our clothes don't fit right and our clothes be sloppy, it'll be like a whole lot of sloppy man. I hope this wind ain't too loud. He said, but when our clothes fit right, you know, you look like a whole lot of good looking man because you're so big and your clothes are fitting good and you looking good, the colors coordinate. He said you look like a whole lot of good looking men. I never forget that. So I've always wanted to dress good. The thing about being in Israel, this is a country with small people. And you don't have a lot of big people. Well, excuse me. Sorry. See, I came in 1981. At that time, it was a lot of little people. Nowadays, they thickening up because they eat McDonald's and eating, I saw a Kentucky Fried Chicken up in Tel Aviv. Pizza Hut is everywhere. They love Pizza Hut. Matter of fact, you can get Pizza Hut on the Shabbat. When everything else is closed, you can order Pizza Hut on the Shabbat. They get it right here. And they got all type of pizza. So in short, fast food is just all over Israel. And when I came in 81, it wasn't no big butt Israeli girl walking around nowhere. None. Nada. Zilch. Stepped off that plane, that was it for the ass. You ain't see none of that back in them days. Nowadays, woo-wee. Shazam. Booty. I'm like, what's it? And then they done went beyond just getting plump and thick in the hips. Some of these heifers is big and fat. And so, okay. All right. So, you know, one thing has always been a problem for the whole 40 plus years I've been here is clothes for me. See, in America, you do a 3X or 4X, it fit. But if you buy clothes over here, you know what I'm saying, and you buy them 3X, 90% of the time they're coming out of China. And the 3X in China won't even fit this little guy. Just walk by. You know what I'm saying? That's the Chinese 3X for them. You know, man, I bought some sweats out of China, and the largest size they had was 5X. I said, okay, cool. That ought to, you know, man, you know what? I couldn't even get them on my pants leg. I couldn't get them, you know, that was 5X for Chinese, and they looked like a small. But lo and behold, this year, there now is a guy that is importing clothes from the States. And he has a specialty shop in Ashdod and 2 other cities. that they sell extra large clothes for extra large people. Even his mannequins, his dummies are big dummies in the store. And so I talked with him and I told him, I'm from the States, I played football, I'm a big brother. He said, I got you covered, you ain't got to worry. And then he went through the store and showed me some things, showed me the mannequins that he had up there and whatnot, and then some pictures of his other customers. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know that many big Israelis was around the country. But then you have to consider a country with 10 million people in it, you're gonna have some big boys in there enough to hold down 3 stores selling stuff. So I'll talk with him. That's the cop rolling through. He looked over here. He ain't said nothing to the brother sitting out here with his camera up. I know this is interesting because this is inside Israel, like on the ground, literally. Brother walking around. So, okay, I go this way. This is where the stores is at. I normally do my walk, come in and go up that way, but you got stores and stuff over here, so we'll go over there and let you see what's happening. See, that was used to be some kind of construction. They were starting a hotel. I guess they ran out of finance or something. That building is sitting there. I've been living here in this particular condo for 8 years. And that's been sitting there the whole time I've been staying here. Nothing ever happened with it. Somebody started and ain't no telling what happened, you know. Sometimes it's financing. Okay, this is a look around. Just get a little look. See, that's my building right there. Okay. I'm noticing I ain't breathing as heavy as I normally do. So my objective is to come out here every day and get a walk in. Because I got to trim down. Not just to buy clothes, but for health reasons. You know, don't need to carry all that weight. I'm not playing ball anymore. I don't need to be carrying all that weight. I feel good today. I had been on injuries, you know, healing. That's what had me sitting in the house, gaining weight. But got to deal with it. Got to deal with it. All of this is renovated. They did a real good job of renovating it. And now it's become one of the most popular beach, you know, outside of Tel Aviv. Of course, you got more people living in Tel Aviv. But Ashkelon is a real popular beach. A lot of people come to. And hang out. This place here, the Lila Market, never go there. Buy nothing. Hella expensive. Because it's on the beach. Everybody coming through, you know, with money. I don't buy nothing over here. I came here one time back in the day when I was drinking beer. Sat over here and had a beer. Me and one of my sons. Shit, we had a beer. 2 beers up in here. One of those big pitchers, 100 shekel. Back then, 100 shekel was like $25 for 2 pitchers of beer. Hell no. This place, the Jack, it's pretty popular. A lot of people come. That's where we was at, matter of fact. Right over there at that table. One night, me and my son, some of his friends, we all was up there talking, running our mouth, talking about nothing. $25 worth of beer, two pitchers. They weren't even pitchers, they was like a liter of beer. Shit, whatever, man. $25 for that? What? Man, $25. Shit, you get so much beer from the store. All this stuff out here on the beach. See these buildings right here? That's where most of the Americans come when they working here. It's a city east of here named Got. Intel is over there. And it's a major facility Intel got over there. Huge, man. They over there expanding it. And my son is one of those computer geeks. And he worked at Intel for a season until they start clowning with the money. So he started doing something else. And he told me, Abba, it's huge. I said, really? He said, yeah, it's American huge. I said, that big, huh? He said, whoo-wee. So a lot of Americans stay right there, right on the beach. You know, they can open the window, look out there at the water, and Intel rents them places. I've been over there, I've seen them. They're like efficiencies. You know, you go in, you got the bed, living room, the couch, the furniture, refrigerator, everything. Like, you know, like you take a little trip somewhere on the weekend to the beach. That's what kind of joints them are. But you know, if you got workers coming through to work, you understand, that's all you need. They get up in there and, you know, have their fun. Then you see it right over here. Well, all your activity, you got your ice cream shop, you got that restaurant over there, the bar, then the beach. And then further that way, you got more places to buy food. And right across the street from that joint is a supermarket. Never go over there unless you want to get your eyes blowed out and your pockets dumped. That stuff over there, because they know, you know, the Israelis know just about everybody in those buildings are either American, tourists, somebody coming here to the beach, you know what I'm saying? And they gonna have the money. And them prices is just like that. Now, I'm talking about a store right here, and right over here around the corner, where I go is another store, half price everything. Half price. So, all right, see this sign here. For you Hebrew speakers, y'all tell me what this sign say in Hebrew. What's that first word up there? This one. What is that? Hebrew speakers, where y'all at? Huh? Just that one word. Irit Ashkelon. The city of Ashkelon. And this sign is giving you different instructions about out here on the water and the beach. Keep the place clean. Don't go out if the lifeguard's not there. Watch your children. Do, you know, a lot of you can. Safety point. It's been some people die up here on this beach. You know, it's been some people that die because they came here and they didn't understand what riptides were, and they got caught up in those riptides. Usually I sit right here, but those some people over there. I'm gonna go up here where nobody's at, so I won't disturb them talking, and I don't want them to disturb me. You know, let them be over there, be comfortable. They came out to family, enjoy themselves. I can sit here in peace and talk to you all a few minutes and get up, move on. Now I walk, you can't see it, way out to the end of that pier. You know, you come here, walk way out there, and go way out there to the lighthouse. It's a lighthouse out there. And I go over there. That wasn't bad. That little, man, I'm not winded and all, you know, out of breath, struggling. I feel good. Oh, yeah. They got a few exercise equipment down that way. And then you got the public toilets and another restaurant. Get a bunch of fast food over there. You know, how much it costs? No. You never been over there. Get anything out here, you already know it's hella high. Today is Friday. You know, yesterday was the Israel Independence Day. And when I was thinking about it, I'm like, independent from what? They didn't break off from no other country. They came over here, took this land for themselves, and now they have an independence from what? You know? Nevertheless, that's what they do. And you know, when you control the station, the network, and the narrative, you say whatever hell you want. Just like Hitler. When it come to Hitler, who's the only who has been, where have you gotten your information from on Hitler? Who told you about Hitler? And see, that came to me when I was watching this particular documentary concerning Hitler. That when I was watching this documentary, I was hearing things I never in my life, 60 years of being on this planet, have never heard about Adolf Hitler. And in that documentary, it was, you know, I asked myself, damn, where have I been getting my information about Hitler? Because some of this stuff that they were sharing was so profound and never heard of. I never heard it. I asked myself, damn, where have I learned about Hitler from? And it dawned on me. The Jews. The Jews are the one that has been teaching and telling the world about Hitler. And the number one thing that they've been telling you about Hitler is that he killed these people in the Holocaust. And that's their story. That's what they stick with. They don't let you go no further than that. Even to the point of you never hear about the history of the Jews way beyond the Holocaust, before the Holocaust, before the Hitler, you know, like where did they come from? You understand? And so when I was watching that documentary, that's the thought that came to me. Who the hell had been teaching me about Hitler? It was the Jews. And so now right there, I got a situation. And the situation is the Jews and Hitlers are not friends. Okay? And if that's the case, and it is, then I cannot expect an enemy of an individual to tell me anything good about their enemy, because he's their enemy. Does that make sense? Am I making any kind of sense? I'm just sitting here by the beach sounding like a damn fool. But if I'm your enemy and you go and tell somebody about me, I don't expect you to say anything good about me. And so when I just sat and really, really thought about it, how much influence Jewism have around planet Earth. Look at that boy Nick Cannon. Look at the sister Whoopi Goldberg. All these other people that said any little thing that they felt was anti-Semitic, they had to back up on it. But then, why did they have to back up on it? What is it that they had to back up? Why? It's okay. So you looking at something, you want to get an understanding because they control Hollywood, media, banking, and the money. And anytime anybody say anything that could cause you to understand the truth, that's where it's a problem. But see, now here's a simple understanding. An old man taught me years ago. He said, son, the truth don't have a problem with being questioned. Only the lie have an issue with scrutiny. You can scrutinize the truth and it don't have no problem with you asking it questions. Because why? It's the truth. But when you lying, you have a real big issue with somebody asking you questions. That only makes sense. So now, if you running game on somebody, you don't want nobody to expose that, because that's how you doing whatever you doing, right? Living your life or gaining whatever, because you running game. But the instant somebody can expose your game in the largest, medium, and smallest manner, you got an issue with that. You got to shut them down. Oh, they can't say that. You got to apologize, cause why? And I'm like, okay, so what's the big deal of me telling black people they Hebrews? Why would anybody else have a problem with that? And then I'm looking like, why y'all got such an issue with the brother? And he's sitting up talking to just black people and telling them they Hebrews. Unless, you hear what I'm saying? Just like the old man said, the lie have major issues with being scrutinized. So back to that thought that I had when I was watching that documentary. I heard a lot of stuff about Hitler I ain't never heard in my life. Then it dawned on me, the only people that's been teaching me about Hitler are the Jews. And Jews and Hitler ain't nowhere near no friends, no partners. They ain't gonna say nothing to you. Just like y'all heard a few days ago when Russia, foreign minister in Russia said that Hitler had Jewish blood in him. Oh, they had a shit fit behind that. But because it's Russia, there ain't nobody went over there and attacked them. Because Russia can tap that ass. Everybody know Russia sitting up there, what they got, and then the problem is they don't know what they don't have. Now, if they got a missile defense system that America is so afraid of, only thing they do is sit back and watch it and do a sanction, but they won't take their asses up there and attack Russia like they did the rest of them countries they done did. Israel too. Okay, so that dude said it, and they want him to apologize. Man, he's like, fuck y'all. I ain't heard nothing else about it. I ain't heard no apology or nothing. But all the other little small people, they don't apologize. Just like this girl, Whoopi Goldberg, they put her on a 2-week punishment. You understand? So, it's a screwed up situation. You have to think. This is a thinking man's game. You got to think about everything. The food you eat, the water you drink, the air you breathe, the people you be around, the clothes you wear, the detergent, the washing powder you wash them clothes with. It may bother with your skin. I mean, everything. Because the world we living in is controlled by demons, witches, and warlocks. That they do not have the best interest of humans at hand. And you notice damn near everything they come out with is a detriment to human. Then these mofos, they just straight up talking about killing humans. Bill Gates and his cronies and Fauci's and all them bandits and the stuff they dealing with. So this a thinking man game all the way around the board. You know, if you sitting up listening to CNN and MSNBC and Fox and your leaders telling you about the story, and you get mad at a brother like me that's telling you something different. Russia, Putin. Wouldn't it be a surprise if y'all discover that Putin really is not the bad guy in that situation? And all of this money that this guy is throwing over there to Ukraine, you're not gonna get a itemized listing of who gonna get what is gonna be done with, because there is no respect of the people from the United States of America government. They don't respect the people. They deal with the people like the people don't matter. And to stand up there and tell black people you ain't getting no reparation, we got to do a study, we got to see who gonna get the money, what's gonna be done with it, how much they need to get. We need to do a study. But then you just jumped up and say Biden is gonna ask the government for $33 billion for Ukraine. You know what? That's some psychotic shit when you think about it. See, y'all got to really stop and slow down. Cause this shit is moving so fast, you don't have time to think. You got to slow down now and get to ask some questions and say, hold up, wait a minute. You already shot $3 billion over there to these guys. And you just moving so damn fast, you're sending troops over, you're sending equipment and money. What the hell is going on? And then you come up with this incredible $33 billion. I think that maybe this shit ain't really hit you yet. But this man is finna take $33 billion out of your country and send it to some motherfuckers on the other side of the world. Don't give a shit about you. And I cannot get over the fact that in Los Angeles, there are tens of thousands of American people and a lot of goddamn veterans sleeping in that street. And it wouldn't take $33 billion to help those people if you wanted to. You notice they do whatever the hell they want to. Whatever they want to do, they get it done. But it's 99% of it is what they want to do. That little 1% of shit that they need to do, they can't figure it out. And so I had said this before to some people. White folks are always talking about black folks, and they always running around scared of black folks for some shit. And all you have to do is listen. That's why I say the ear is the greatest organ on the body. Because if you can listen and hear wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you won't have no bad life. You won't have no bad life. If you're trying to do something, go to the people that's already successfully done it and sit down and talk to them and listen to what they got to say. Maybe they can help. I'm pretty sure. No, ain't no maybe. They can help you to be more successful than what you're trying to do, because all those problems and situations you got to deal with in accomplishing your objective, they've already done it, figured it out, and successful. So if you sit down and listen, then you'll be able to hear the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that can help you to do whatever you want to do. Okay? And so the situation with African Americans in America and the racism and the white people beating them up and the police and all of that, and white folks scared of black people, it could really be solved real simple by just breaking them off. That's what you would not do. It seems like white America just will not do the things they need to do to actually bring real peace and harmony between themselves and black people. White folks got their shit and they just don't give a damn, and they would rather just die than actually do what they need to do to make a better situation between the two races. And I'm serious, and it's just like that. You don't have to do no study to come up with $33 billion to give to another country, and you don't have to do a study to come up with $10 billion to pass out to black people. You know how stupid Americans are? Let me show you how they stupid are. You know, the Mormon church, they ain't never been no, pro-black people out there. 51% of the citizens in Salt Lake City, Utah, are Mormons. I drove for CR England out of Salt Lake City for a while, and my phase 2 trainer was a senior white dude. He was a Mormon, and we talked about it. And there is a black dude and a Mormon sitting up in a rig together driving for months across America. One time we got snowed in on top of the mountain in Nebraska up there on Highway 90. You know, for those of you all that know, when you get up there on Highway 90 in Nebraska, the street signs are automatic. And that's what caught my attention, because we boogieing along there, boogity, this at night. And I remember the sign was 35 miles an hour. And then we boogity, get down the road a little bit, and then the sign is 30 miles an hour. You get down a little bit further, the sign is 25. I say, damn, they dropping the speed limit. But what it was, the signs are automatic. They didn't have to come out. And then we got further, and the road was closed. You know, they had the big metal arm over the road, and we was snowed under, man. You couldn't, it was crazy, because up there in Nebraska, you be way high up there in the mountains on Highway 90. So that's why it was so terrible up there. Anyway, we got off and we went to a truck stop. That's where they was parking all the trucks, and trucks was everywhere, everywhere. And he and I sat in that truck for 36 hours. Yes, sir, a black guy and an old Mormon out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Man, oh boy, I can tell you some stories. But anyway, it was quiet for most of the time we was sitting in that truck. He wasn't saying nothing, I wasn't saying nothing. I ain't bother him, he ain't bother me. He didn't have too much to say, I ain't have too much to say. Really, for 36 hours. We ain't had no conversation like, 36 hours, you could talk, go to sleep, wake up, and just sit there and talk. Shit, we ain't talking about nothing. Because from what, I'm told, Mormons is racist. They ain't into black folks like that. That's what I was told. Now, with that guy, he was my phase 2 trainer, and he was damn good. Oh, he would do some tricks. He would try to trick me. So far as checking that reefer, because CR England, their major freight is refrigerated. Matter of fact, before I left the States, I found out that CR England is the #1 refrigerated food hauler over in China. Yeah, they bought the trailer manufacturer company that they used to buy the trailer from. They bought it. And then when I was driving for them, I was told they had 5,000 tractor units in America and 10,000 trailer units alone. And then they started hauling for China, and that put them at the world's largest refrigerated hauler. And so we carry refrigerated freight. We pull that meat out of Nebraska over into New York, over there in Hunts Point in New York City. And for those that know, New York is known for its meat, sausages, salami, hot dogs and stuff. They're not known for tea and all that. So that Arizona tea, when they first made it, when they first started advertising it, it was a New York tea, and it didn't take off too cool. So they paid these people, sociologists, whoever, and they came to realize that New York is known for meat, pastrami, and all that kind of stuff. And so they renamed the tea Arizona tea, and it started selling. It's over here. They have it over here, Arizona tea, but it's actually made in New York. How I know? I used to haul this stuff out of New York. And that's what the guy tell me. See, when I picked that load of meat up out of Nebraska, And that was funny. When you roll in, check in, the cow trucks come in over there. Y'all going through the gate basically together. They over there on their side, and we coming to pick up on our side. And now this is kind of funny, you know. It ain't, you know, nothing really to laugh at, especially if you're an animal lover. And then me being vegan, it's kind of sad, but it's, you know, when we pull up to that gate, it be a line of cow truck bringing in cows, and you hear them over there, moo, you know, they shoving around in the truck, moo. And then I get checked in. I got an empty 52-foot trailer. Yeah, what was it, 52, 53? You know, I had the longest one, big baby. And so we go in, and we'll make a right, and another right, hang a left, go all the way around the other side of the plant. And the cow would just go straight ahead to the right and unload. And so, you know, the joke was they go in, moo, moo, and then they come out quiet in your truck. Why they quiet? Because they frozen beef. 40,000 pounds of beef. Now I'm taking them back over to wherever they came from, out there, them big commercial cow farm. They come in loud and shuffling around, and they go out quiet in my truck, frozen beef, all the way over to Hunts Point in New York. And the back haul was Arizona tea up out of there. And that's where the guys told me, no, they make that stuff here. They renamed. Old dude in the factory told me the story. You know, a lot of them cats, man, they've been working out there forever. You know, but yeah, that whole thing about Hitler and the Jews and everything, the only place I ever heard about that, boy, was the Jews. And then it dawned on me watching this here documentary. You know, it stated in the documentary back in the day in them 30s or whenever 20s, when the rest of the world was struggling with economy collapse and high food prices, it was explaining that Hitler had turned his country around into an economic megalith. Said that everybody was working, everybody was getting paid, food was in abundance, the fields were packed full of food, and everything was happy. And then it went on to state that Hitler was so well loved, not just by the Germans, but by other nations that joined in with him to fight. Then it went on to talk about several times when Hitler was, you know, at a point where war was imminent. He went and talked with the other nation 12 different times, trying to come to non-hostile, non-war agreement to where they could work something out without having to go to war. You know, that he was really trying not to go to war. You know, so it's a whole bunch of stuff. Just like the girl he was with, they talked about his relationship with her. They said he liked to, you know, joke and play pranks and stuff a lot, but he didn't like dirty jokes. You couldn't crack, you know, X-rated jokes, just clean jokes, you know. But yeah, it was another whole side to Hitler. I'm like, damn. You know, in other words, this documentary showed you the side that the Jewish narration never tell you. You know, because they got their story. They just want you to look at him like, oh, he killed Jews, we need some money. And then here, you know, Biden is trying to make Putin the new modern day Hitler. But then while everybody's sitting up talking about Ukraine, we got to support Ukraine, they don't know. And then, you know, Hitler is the devil. When the Ukrainian people left those Africans out there, ain't nobody said shit about that. Not a mumbling word. Ain't nobody said nothing. They left them African brothers and sisters sitting out there in the cold. And I remember seeing that picture of that young sister trying to feed her baby. And I'm saying to myself, damn, as cold it is over there, ain't that stuff in that bottle probably froze up, you know, and then the baby trying to eat, they didn't give a shit. They left them black folks out there. But you never heard what I'm about to tell you. It was Russia that came to them Africans' aid. Y'all didn't know that, did you? It was Russia that came to the African aids. The Russians got all them Africans as many they could, and they opened up an old school facility that just had hundreds of rooms in it, and put them African brothers and sisters up warm room. They got showers, change of clothes, and hot food. And I watched the video, and the guy stood there and said, I don't understand how people can do other humans like this. People, he said, and the African brothers and sisters was sitting on the beds in the room. His room was nice and neat, very nice. And he said, and he was waving, he held his hand out to the people. He said, I don't see how other people can do people like this. He said, they people just like all the rest of us. And you do them like that. And he said they can stay here until their countries come and get them. Y'all don't know that. The only thing you've been hearing is Russia is the bad guy. They're attacking Ukraine. But y'all also don't know the filth that the U.S. government, corrupt politician, has been dealing with in Ukraine, because that punk-ass sissy president is their lackey. And any time you see high officials like Nancy Pelosi take her old ass on the other side of the world to shake hands with a guy, it is to American interests, not the people, but those wicked-ass politicians that have become multimillionaires many times over. Nancy Pelosi, last I checked, she was worth $150 million, but ain't her salary like $275,000 dollars? So if you working in the U.S. government, how your net worth is $150 million, and your salary is only $272,000? I mean, y'all go and check me, make sure, but she ain't making that kind of loot, and she been doing that job a long time. And she worth $150 million, damn near all of the U.S. government, them old fuckers sitting up there, multimillionaires. Old as dirt, and just won't retire. Just like the old brother, John Lewis. Dude, come on, serious. You going to work, bad feet, cane, barely can make it. Come on, bruh. Ain't nothing in that head of yours. You ain't got enough wisdom to say, look, let me sit my ass down, retire. I got hella money. I don't need to work for nobody, nothing. I don't need the damn stress. I don't need to be getting up. Let these young bloods have it. Let them do some shit. No, die in the position. Nancy Pelosi look like she gonna die too in the position. She be sitting up there one day at the podium talking, and all of a sudden, boom, have a heart attack. Well, why you just couldn't go home and enjoy your great-great-grandbabies or some? See these people sitting out here on the beach, their grandfather, the old man standing up, and the mama sitting there like the grandmother and the son and the daughter or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Why Nancy Pelosi can't do that? See? Nancy Pelosi could be sitting over here next to me in Israel, clean ass beach, nice weather, with her family. No, she got her ass over in Ukraine shaking hands with the goddamn president. But the reason why, see, they are desperately trying to cover up their dirt. Woo, they don't want Putin to talk, because Putin done told them about the biolabs. Putin can, see, he can talk to him. That's why every time you hear something, Biden, he talking about Putin, your food is, price is high and food disappearing cause of Putin. Your gas is high cause of Putin. Instead of saying Russia or the conflict or the war or whatever, he specifically says Putin, because he wants you to disregard everything Putin says whenever he says. And then with me, I really don't give a shit what you believe. You know what I'm saying? People be going back and forth about these things. I'm just saying what I say, and if you don't believe it, I don't give a shit. I really could care less. I'm just talking. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting here talking. By the beach, chilling like a big dog. I figure I bring my camera out, say a few words. If you don't believe what I say, I don't give a good goddamn whether you do or don't. It don't make no damn difference. At the end of the day, don't get all twisted because you don't believe what I'm saying. You ain't got to believe what I'm saying, partner. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking. And shit, if you don't believe it, go and check it out. Go out there and see. Just like I was telling them people the other day that the UN, they have black people listed. Oh, let me get this shit right. I was explaining this the other day to some brothers. How in the United Nations documents, all of that, international laws for children and human rights and stuff don't apply to black people. Why? Because the United Nations don't classify black people as people. Now, listen. Oh, yeah, I got it. This all started when Tom Joyner had Barack Obama on his show. Y'all remember Tom Joyner from the Tom Joyner Morning Show, was the biggest, largest black syndicated network in America. When Tom keyed that mic, millions of people heard him every morning. Okay, he had Obama on there. And when he introduced Obama, he said, America's first black president. And immediately Obama came back and said, Tom, I don't consider myself as America's first black president because black has no standing by law. Now, when he said that, Obama said that, I had absolutely zero idea what he was talking about. Black has no standing at law. So now I got to go and do my research. Do your own research. And see, this is what the U.S. government is really trying to get people not to do. Can you believe that? The 4 main words that the government don't want you to use is do your own research. Why? Because in you doing your own research, you find out information that the government is not telling you. And so when Obama told Tom Joyner, black has no standing at law, he said, I don't consider myself as the first black president because black has no standing at law. I had to go and find out what he meant. And so in my digging, in the United Nations, they have 4 classifications for people. You know what? I need to do another video so I can get all them papers in front of me and break it down to you. You know, because you know it's the wording, the way they got it worded, and the way you have to really understand it. Excuse me. The way they got it worded and the way I have to really explain it so you can understand it. But in short, right now, I can tell you that the United Nations do not classify black people as people, and they actually seem less than animals because the word black is a descriptor of a color, not a people. And so when you call yourself black people, you putting yourself outside the realm of being human, and no laws that any white man in the nation have to follow need to apply to you because you're black. You see, now y'all can go ahead and fight over that and say that I'm crazy and say that that's not true. Black is not a people. Nubian is more of a people than black because Nubia is a real land, language, and a culture, and you can go back thousands of years to the lineage of the Nubian people in East Africa, over there by Eritrea and Ethiopia, all that region. But when you say black people, where are black people from? Who are black people? What is black people, land, language, and culture? You see what I'm saying? So when you start getting down to the nitty gritty and you talking about want something from the U.S. government, that's why they keep saying we not giving black people reparation, because black people don't even realize the way they present themselves in a manner that you don't even exist. But if you go on and say Nubian people, or shit, you can even just say African people that are living in America, or African descendants that was forced to be born in America due to slavery. You see what I'm saying? African people. Because there you go, Africa, land, language, and culture. 54 countries to make the continent of Africa. But as long as you stand up and say black people, no, they ain't got to give you no money. You see how I break this down? And that's why it's good that you come and listen to these videos, because you get a lot of knowledge listening to me. Even stuff that you may question, you just go back and check it out. Go back and check it out. And you find them in error. Hey, whoa, hold it now. I ain't the kind of brother that's too big-headed that can't be corrected when I'm, wrong. Just like I told y'all, when I was up there in Jerusalem on the church, and I was, looking at the Bible the Ethiopian priest was reading, I said it was written in Amharic, but another brother that knew better pulled my coat and let me know it's not Amharic, it's geese. And so I came back and did another video and straightened it out. You understand? You know what I'm saying? So you find that I'm flubbing up or something, my objective is to speak the truth and to tell you information that you don't have And if my information is in error, you got every right to shoot me an email. My address is on email address. You scroll down on my page and click on it and shoot me a little email. Say, hey, bro, we found it does this, thither. And I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to check it. I say, you're right. And then I come back and let everybody know. Listen, I made a big mistake when I was telling y'all that water is wet. Now I'm going to have to come back and correct it. And water ain't wet. It's water. All right, anyway, listen, it's been an hour. I've been chopping it up with you all, but don't forget to subscribe. You understand? And make sure you hit the like button for those that's interested in looking for the Nubian King dialogue, and especially this nice one from the beach in Ashkelon. And then hit that bell with all the notifications so you don't miss anything when I drop these, because these be some nice. You got a treat today. You came out on a walk with me. I'm gonna go finish my walk, and then I'm gonna get on back to the house and eat me a nice kale salad. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna chop up me some kale greens real good and fine, some Swiss chard green, and then I got some baby leaves, some rocock up in there. The rocock is a lettuce that this girl that owned the organic farm 1 mile from Ashkelon, real close. She owned one of the most popular organic farms in the country, and she shipped her food all over the country. And she turned me on to that rocock lettuce. And check this out right here. Every Thursday, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., you can actually go to the farm under the shed. And that's what she said. She said, come shop under the shed with us on Thursday. Just once a week on Thursday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. They bring all the vegetables and fruit and food they have under the big shed and put it out on the tables. You can shop there. And let me tell you, that stuff is fresh. You cannot get any fresher. Listen, one time I went to get the rocock lettuce. I was shopping and she had ran out. And I asked her, I said, hey, you out of rocock? I thought maybe she might have had some in the back in the freezer or something. She came over to the table. She said, ooh, she don't have none on the table. So she turned around to one of the workers. She said, go out there and get me a few bags of that rocock. And so the worker raised that canvas up and stepped right out there in the garden. About 5-10 minutes later, she come back with a basket full of rocock. I said, I'll be damned. Now that's fresh. And so she bagged me up. She said, put a little extra in there. She bagged me up 4 big bags of rocock. And I bug it on to the house, man. You know, that rocock lettuce tastes so good. It's just like you don't even have to season it. You know, and being vegan, yeah, I know, people say, woo, you're a big boy, vegan. But listen here, wait a minute now. Gorillas, chimpanzees, monkeys, orangutan, apes, elephants, giraffe. Guess what? They don't eat meat. Ho ho! King Kong is vegetarian. Yeah, that big old silverback gorilla, that dude a vegan, man. That dude go eat some leaves of banana and whoop your ass. Strong as all get out. Vegan. And I'm out here 60 years old and you all can't even tell it in my voice. Sounds so good and neat. Yeah, buddy. So yeah, she have the organic farm. And yeah, buddy, that food is good. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna let you go. You've been with me over an hour. You know what? Nah, next time I'll do that later. I'm gonna go walk. I'm hungry. I done talk, man. I'm hungry. Anyway, y'all have a good time. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe. Y'all gotta help me out. Some of these people, man, is making money and all they doing is just this here YouTube video and Instagram, whatever. I got to get up on my game now. See, the more y'all subscribe, that means I can start generating some kind of income. And just like I'm sitting out here on the beach in Ashkelon talking to you, I can be in Jerusalem, I can be in Eilat, I can be all over the land with my camera showing you things from Israel from the brother perspective. You understand? Y'all can ask questions, you can have a direct link, and you can hear some stuff. But that's gonna be tough with me out there on the gig every day grinding, collecting that paper. But if you go ahead and subscribe and tell other people to subscribe, I can get up enough people to eventually one day, I can start making a little change out of it. Then I can come off the job and start focusing on this and get better, and I can move around. You feel me? So yeah, go ahead and subscribe and let me go on and get up, and be with the big boys, Walter Maya and all them cats, and I can, generate a little income. And I can take you to more places. This is a beach up in Tel Aviv. You got Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Eilat, Bat Yam, Savion, Cholon. You know what I'm saying? They got some beautiful places up there around the beach in Tel Aviv. And what's that city? The old city up there, just next to Tel Aviv, Bat Yam. Yeah. You'd love to see them places. You know what I mean? It's Israel. One of the most controversial countries on the map over here in the Middle East. All right, so you subscribe, and thank you for subscribing, and tell somebody else, hey, go subscribe to this brother and listen to him, man. He be talking some stuff. Georgia boy in Israel. That's real interesting. How would an African American brother born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, wind up sitting on the beach in Israel, running his mouth about a whole bunch of stuff? Been all over the world. All right. Hey, as I always say, I come out here and I say these things to you in a different place, and I talk to you because I love you. Oh, wow. For those of you that still with me, did y'all hear that Kevin Samuel is dead? That brother that be talking to the sisters about relationship. I hadn't, I wasn't a regular follower of him, but I ran into him just on the internet. How they have shorts and stuff coming through on the feed. And he was sitting up talking to a sister, and he was saying some things. I'm like, whoa, wow. He said that to the sister. And then, they was going like a relationship counselor or something. Then it seemed like he got real popular, or he were. And then my niece, I was talking to my niece in Atlanta early this morning. And she said that the brother is dead. I'm like, what? Kevin Samuel? You mean the relationship guru? Dead? I'm like, who did him? She said, yeah, he was found this morning in this place, unresponsive. I'm like, what? And before I could say it, she said, yeah, he done said something smart to one of them sisters. They done, sent their daughter, went out on a date and came back. Girl, I said, girl, get out of here. Shut up. She was laughing. She said, yeah, he done pissed some woman off. And because she was older, he didn't want to deal with it. He went with a young sister, and the sister was the old woman. He pissed off daughter and she poisoned his ass. I said, hey, don't say that. Don't say that. Stop laughing. Don't say that. But yeah, man, I listened to a couple of them videos, and he was, oh man, one sister, boy, I felt sorry for her, And I mean, he wasn't hollering and screaming or anything like that. He was real cool, but what he was telling her, I have to admit, as a man, the brother was true. The brother was correct. He was right. And I do appreciate the way that he respectfully said it to her. He said, my sister, you, and oh man. And he was like, what size are you? And instead of her saying what size she are, she said, what I weigh, son. He said, wait a minute, hold on. I didn't ask you how much you weigh. I just asked you what size are you? And she reluctantly said the number. He said, how many children you got? And how old are they? And what's your income? And you want a high value brother. She said, yeah, I think I deserve a high value brother. He said, whoa, hold it. Okay. So do you consider yourself, are you a high value sister? Yeah. He said, how? You don't make no money. You fat. You big. You got 2 children. And you wear a weave that don't look good. And you out of shape. And you a high value sister. Man, I said, God dang it. Woo-wee. Look, what he said to that sister was the absolute truth. And you know what? When you living in a dream world, truth can hurt. But Nana brother's dead for whatever reason. So I guess they ain't got to worry about him no more. I damn sure ain't gonna take up the slack, cause I ain't worried about it. You know what? Cause the society we living in today got basically this world screwed. I knew it. I knew he was gonna hit the deck. That little boy was running. He was running, a little bit of joking. They ain't no fail. He keep running, looking back at his dad. Just get your ass up and keep going. Run some more. That's the way life feels, partner. That ground don't never let you down. If you fall, it's gonna catch you. Head first, feet first, whatever. Get up, little dude. He was running, looking back at his dad with the chips. I said, this little guy look like he about to hit the deck. Yeah, buddy. I bet he get his ass in that stroller now. You know what I mean? You know I ain't right. You know I ain't right. His dad gonna pick him up, comfort him a little bit till he stop crying, and sit him right in that stroller. And he gonna stand in that stroller and eat them damn chips and be cool. Say, let's go, Pop, push. You know damn well. I was just waiting on him to put him in. Either he gonna walk with him in his arm and push the stroller, or he gonna sit him in the stroller. One of the two. But little boy is finished running for the day. I'm sure he ain't. Where the chips at? They must be still on the ground, all smashed up. Let me leave the little child alone. Little child out there having fun. See, there you go. I told you. Pop walking off with him in his arms. Little boy like, I ain't running no more. That ground ain't fair. And then when dad get tired a few steps down the way, that boy gonna start gaining weight. His arm gonna hurt, and he gonna put it right in this stroller. Hold up now. Wait a minute. Let me see. Let me see if he gonna put him in the stroller. What, he straightening his shoes out? Or what are you doing? He taking his shoes off? I think Dad finna throw him out there in the sand. Let him go. He said, you wanna run some more? Run your ass out in that sand. If you fall, it won't hurt so bad. Okay, yeah, that's Pop. Look at it. There you go. Yeah, there you go. See, that's a dad for you. Took the shoes off and said, jump your ass down here in the sand. Mom would have snatched him. Oh, baby. No, Pop took his shoes off and said, let's go in the sand. Oh, boy, ain't nothing like a father, is it? Woof. There's a father running with his daughter. Got her out jogging. She got a nice fluid run. She look natural. If she keep that up, she be something. Little girl got a nice little trot right there. She look real natural. Look like she could do that shit all day long. Yeah. Oh man, I like just, sitting out chilling. I remember about 8 months ago, I had cold beer in my hand. I had stopped drinking beer. I'm tired of the stomach, going through all them damn changes, trying to put my shoes on. I used to be able to bend over, man, and touch the floor with my palms with no problem. Anyway, I'm gonna go on out here and finish my walk. And didn't I tell y'all 14 minutes ago that was it? I just like talking to you because I love you. Y'all my people. And I love you a lot, I love you from the basement of my heart to the attic of my mind. I love you 24/7. That means I love you all the time. Shalom.